Kindness is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It has the ability to heal, to uplift, to inspire, and to change lives. When we think of kindness, we often think of small, simple acts of smile to a stranger, helping someone in need, or offering a word of encouragement. And while those small acts matter, kindness goes much deeper than that. It's the way we show up for others, the way we treat people even when they haven't earned it, and the way we give without expecting anything in return. But here's the thing: too often, kindness is misunderstood. Some people think that being kind means being passive, or that it's a sign of weakness. They think that if you're too kind, you'll be taken advantage of, that you'll be walked all over. And that's a misunderstanding we need to change. You see, kindness is not a weakness, it's a strength. It takes strength to show compassion in a world that often feels harsh. It takes strength to forgive when you've been wronged. It takes strength to be vulnerable and open your heart to others, especially when it feels safer to close it off. And it takes strength to keep being kind even when it's not always returned or appreciated. Being kind isn't about being a doormat or allowing others to mistreat you. It's about being true to who you are, being authentic in your goodness. It takes courage to maintain that, to stand firm in your values, and to show the world that kindness is powerful, even when others may try to diminish it. Consider this: when you're kind, you make the world a better place. You create connections, build trust, and open doors for others. But more importantly, kindness transforms you. It strengthens your character. It builds resilience. It teaches you patience, empathy, and the ability to see the humanity in everyone. It's the kind of strength that, when practiced, can endure any hardship because it comes from a deep well of compassion and understanding. Kindness also has the power to ripple outwards. It inspires others to be kind too. Think of a time when someone's unexpected act of kindness made your day better. That feeling, it's contagious. And the more we practice kindness, the more we set an example for others to follow. Imagine a world where kindness isn't seen as a weakness, but as a powerful force for good. When we recognize that, we create stronger, more compassionate communities, workplaces, and relationships. Let's stop seeing kindness as something that leaves us vulnerable or powerless. Let's embrace it as a superpower, because it is. The world may tell you that being tough or hard-hearted is the way to succeed. But the truth is, kindness will carry you further than you think. It may not always be easy, and sometimes it may feel like your kindness is being taken for granted, but remember, this kindness is always a strength. It takes courage to be kind in a world that can be unforgiving. And that, my friends, is where your true power lies. Being kind isn't about being weak. It's about being strong enough to show the world who you really are, and to create a ripple of love, understanding, and change that lasts far beyond what you can see. Loneliness is one of the most painful experiences we can go through. It's a feeling that can haunt us in the quietest moments, and sometimes it can seem like the weight of it is almost too much to bear. You might look around and see people surrounded by love and companionship, while you feel isolated, disconnected, or unnoticed. In those moments, it's easy to start believing that the loneliness is somehow a reflection of your worth. It's easy to convince yourself that if you were more interesting, more lovable, or more successful, you wouldn't be alone. But I want to tell you something important: loneliness is not a reflection of your worth. When we feel lonely, we often begin to internalize it as a sign that we are unworthy of love or connection. We look at others who seem to have it all: relationships, friendships, support, and we wonder what's wrong with us. Why don't we have what they have? Why are we the ones left out? And the truth is, this mindset can become a spiral that makes our loneliness feel even more consuming. But here's the truth we all need to hear: your worth is not determined by the number of people around you or by how often you find yourself in the company of others. Just because you find yourself in a season of solitude doesn't mean you are any less valuable. Your worth, your value, your essence, they are not connected to your relationship status or your social circle. They are inherent to who you are, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away. It's important to understand that loneliness doesn't necessarily mean you're unloved or unworthy. Sometimes it's a natural part of life. We go through seasons where the people we thought would always be there are no longer in our lives, where the connections we once had fade or change. And during these times, it's easy to feel like we're invisible or irrelevant. But those feelings are not a reflection of who you are, they are simply part of a chapter in your journey. Loneliness can also happen when you're in a relationship or surrounded by people yet still feel unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. In these moments, the loneliness isn't about being physically alone, but about feeling disconnected emotionally or spiritually from those around you. This, too, doesn't reflect your worth, it reflects the need for deeper, more meaningful connections. And while that may leave you feeling empty in the moment, it doesn't change the fact that you are worthy of those deeper connections. Sometimes loneliness can be a signal from within that something is missing, not in your worth, but in the quality of the relationships you are cultivating. Maybe it's time to reassess the people you're surrounding yourself with, to reconnect with yourself, or to seek new connections that align with your values, your passions, and your true self. You deserve relationships where you are seen, heard, and appreciated for the unique, beautiful person that you are. Loneliness can be an opportunity for growth. It's a time to rediscover yourself, to focus on your own needs, your own happiness, and your own journey. Sometimes the most important relationship we need to nurture is the one we have with ourselves. When you embrace your own company, when you learn to love yourself, when you invest in your own well-being, you become more equipped to form meaningful connections with others. You become whole, not because you need someone else to complete you, but because you already see the completeness within you.